Introverted, intuitive, feeling and judging, also known as INFJ, is a rare personality type identified by the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. INFJs are advocates, make up just 3% of the total population in the United States. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI, identifies 16 personality types, of which INFJs is the most unique and perhaps the most misunderstood. INFJs are characterized by various strong traits like creativity and intelligence. INFJs in general are considered to be extremely intelligent, and this trait sometimes leads to multiple struggles in their day-to-day life. Understanding of intelligence varies from person to person. From someone, it might be the person with the most knowledge, and for someone else, it may be the person who can communicate their knowledge well. According to the Oxford Dictionary, intelligence means the ability to learn, understand, and think in a logical way. Here's a list of some of the biggest struggles INFJs have in their lives for being highly intelligent. Number 8. Small talk is not their thing. INFJs are usually highly intelligent, and this makes them stay away from small talk, which is what some people commonly refer to as chit-chat. They're not interested in talking about the daily things that everyone goes through. Instead, they're more interested in deep and critical discussions. Topics like philosophy, art, literature, science, and mathematics interest them more. They usually feel small talk is a waste of their energy and time, and most of the time this sets them apart from the crowd. Their aversion toward small talk is one of the reasons why INFJs do not mingle well with the people around them until and unless they possess similar tastes and interests. Their critical mind keeps INFJs away from people who they think are not equally intelligent. Great minds discuss amazing ideas, average minds discuss unworthy events, and small minds discuss people. INFJs are the perfect example of the first. Number 7. Their intelligence can make them socially awkward. Human beings are considered to be social animals, but high intelligence can make an INFJ socially awkward. There's a common stereotype about highly intelligent people where they are considered socially awkward, or in crude terms, nerds. INFJs are not the most popular ones among a group of people. Although sometimes things are a little exaggerated, it's not totally untrue. Even scientific studies show that people with high intelligence quotients tend to have lower emotional quotients. The emotional quotient, or EQ, is the trait that helps us with our social skills and helps us form relationships with others. This doesn't mean INFJs cannot form meaningful relationships, but it means they have fewer relationships than others and form only deep and meaningful ones. Their introverted trait makes them stay away from too many interactions, especially since their topic of interest may not be very popular among others. In many cases, an INFJ's intelligence stops them from being a part of the group, and people might not always enjoy their company as they think that they're boring and unapproachable. Number 6. They're extremely careful with what they say. Intelligent people tend to think much more than what they actually speak. An INFJ's high intelligence keeps their mind busy with processing and analyzing thoughts. They usually think about things from all possible angles and try to understand the consequences before forming any opinions or conclusions. They take their own sweet time to understand things deeply, which in many cases results in long pauses in their conversations. They don't share everything they think with anyone and filter out a lot of their thoughts before communicating with others. They don't like to be wrong, and this sometimes leads to overthinking. By nature, INFJs interact less with people as they are usually busy in their own imaginative world, which they find much more interesting than their actual surroundings. Due to their intense thinking before speaking anything, they're usually the most insightful people in a group, but sometimes this may become uncomfortable for the people on the other side. Long pauses, which is a common characteristic for an INFJ as they possess their thoughts, can make the other person less interested in the conversation. If INFJs stopped filtering their thoughts, their conversations would never come to an end. Number 5. INFJs tend to have very limited friends. An INFJ's high intelligence can act against them when it comes to making friends. Their choice of topics and tastes are not what common people like to talk about. This doesn't mean they don't like to form relationships. It only means that they just want to form meaningful and deep relationships instead of becoming friends with a large group of people. They also prefer to be surrounded by people with similar intelligence levels, which is as rare as INFJs themselves. Research also shows that their tendency and preference of being surrounded by selected people make it hard for them to make friends easily. Highly intelligent INFJs thrive on communicating with people personally instead of in groups, and this is one of the main reasons why they try to avoid bigger groups of people. Quality matters the most for INFJs, and a quality relationship is what they're always looking for. Number 4. Lack of fun and enjoyment. Although the definition of fun and enjoyment may not be the same for all, INFJs do have a lack for it in their lives. Their highly intelligent and focused mind always keeps them busy and worried about their goals and achievements, which many times result in a mechanical life. Small breaks are very important to maintain a balance in our daily lives, but in many cases, INFJs fail to achieve it. Due to fewer social interactions and a preference for forming relationships, sometimes life tends to become mundane for this Myers-Briggs personality type. Though they like to have a good time, their mind is always busy overthinking something or the other. Spontaneous plans or surprise activities are not their things. INFJs like to be clear about everything before taking any step or action, as they don't like to falter in life. Their focused brains keep them away from things that may not be important for achieving their goals. INFJs are also perfectionists, and that too is a major reason why they don't seek out adventure in their lives. They don't prefer to do anything without knowing the consequences. Although these characteristics help INFJs reach heights and achieve things that may not be possible by others, they could also lead to depression, anxiety, and many other health issues. Number 3, boredom is an everyday game. High intelligence has its pros and cons. Highly intelligent people are constantly looking for intellectual stimulation. They love doing new, challenging things that encourage them to think more. They're always looking for something new, and not finding new things or problems to solve puts them down. Highly intelligent INFJs get bored doing the same or similar things multiple times, repeatedly. Once they learn and master something, they lose interest in it and search for more things to explore. Although there are infinite things to explore, not everything will interest them, and so most of the time it leads to disappointment. This craving for new challenges also results in neglecting daily household chores or other daily activities, which may depict them as irresponsible. INFJs struggle at jobs as most of the time a job requires some sort of repetitive work, which makes it difficult for INFJs to stick to any job. Ultimately, this hampers their growth. Being hungry to learn new things is undoubtedly a great habit, but a balance between the two is always needed to achieve success in life. Number 2, the burden of expectations. An INFJ's mind is always busy thinking, and sometimes this overthinking builds extreme pressure. If someone is known to be intelligent, they start thinking that excellence is expected out of them, and this puts them under immense pressure to excel. This results in various issues such as stress, depression, anxiety, and burnout. As INFJs are perfectionists and don't like to falter in any step in life, this drive for perfection does nothing but increase pressure on themselves. They usually are aware that they are smarter than others, and to keep up with that, they take things very seriously, which is sometimes unnecessary. INFJs are also highly competitive, especially if it's to prove their authority. They hate losing to anyone and like to keep up with the reputation of always being a winner. If they're not the smartest person in the room, it negatively impacts them as they are always trying to be the best in whatever they do. Number 1, brutal honesty in most cases. It is what it is a very prominent character among INFJs. Their intelligence level doesn't let them sugarcoat reality. Sometimes this becomes a little harsh for others, which leads to people moving away from them. But people who take their opinions or thoughts in the right sense are usually benefited, as INFJs think in all possible ways before they speak. INFJs will never try to twist and turn things to make it easy for others, but are very straightforward. Although they don't communicate much, when they do, it's always crisp and to the point. They might speak the truth and be harsh, but they will not stop at just criticizing others. Rather, they will take a step forward and try to help others to improve their shortcomings. What are your thoughts on INFJs and their intelligence? Do you relate to these in INFJ? Comment below. As always, like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on psychology.